Well, for more, Collins Nweke, an African Affairs Analyst, joins us now live from Brussels. Hi, Collins. So far, it seems Liberians couldn't really have asked for much more as far as a free and fair election is concerned. So is that your take as well?
Absolutely. And it's not just Liberians. I think the entire African continent, as a developing continent, actually has reasons to rejoice because what happens in Liberia, in terms of this election going smoothly, is something that is set to boost confidence in the democratic systems and structures in Africa. So, yes, this is a very important development, especially when you consider that there had been all sorts of turmoils preceding this runoff just immediately after the first round. So, yes, it is indeed a welcome development.
And why do you think it got to this point that it is actually so peaceful and it looks like it will be a non-problematic democratic transfer of power this time?
I think there are indications that Africa is beginning to understand that the world is impatient to see them get away from this whole idea of them being described and associated only with problems. The rest of the world is moving forward, and I believe that African leaders are beginning to see that there is a need for them to prove themselves and join the committee of other democratic nations. I think that's one of it. But more importantly, I believe that the people of Liberia themselves have seen that there is a need for them to shun all sorts of malpractices and take their government to task. So I understand that young people who were in the past used to rig elections and unleash all sorts of mayhem, election, related, have all started to shun those overtures by those, trying to pay them into bad practices.
Okay.
So I think it's both internal and external forces all playing out.
Okay, so as we said, the count is still underway. But as for Liberians, once a new president takes office, do you think it marks an entirely new era for Liberia now?
That remains to be seen. As a matter of fact, when the outgoing president, Mrs. Johnson Sirleaf, actually took office, it was a breath of fresh air for Liberia and for Africa. She brought with her certain level of integrity and certain level of global goodwill that Liberia and the rest of Africa hadn't seen before, added to the fact that she's a female president, but several years down the line, it doesn't look like Liberians have actually benefited very much from the credentials she brought with her. However, one would applaud her efforts, in making sure that at least there is sustained peace in Liberia. That is important. But on the political, institutional and infrastructural side of things, I believe that she had, performed rather poorly and certainly below expectation. Now, whoever is going to take over from her has a huge challenge. First and foremost, that of rebuilding the economy,
okay.
But secondly, beginning to work on infrastructural development.
Indeed. Collins Nweke. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for sharing your analysis live there from Brussels.